Chapter 2. Finding the world's most unusual therapist. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. Carl Jung. Back in my home outside of Austin, Texas, I couldn't shake the story of the therapist who cured people without seeing them. What was his method? Who was he? Was the story a hoax? Because of my 20 some years in personal development, mostly chronicled in my books, Adventures Within the Attractor Factor, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that I needed to know more. I've always been curious. I've spent 7 years with a controversial guru. I interviewed self help mentors and sages, authors and speakers, mystics and magicians of the mind. Because of the success of my current books, I could now call many of the leading experts in the field of human development my friends. But I couldn't shake the story of this therapist. This was different. This was a breakthrough. I needed to know more. So I again went searching. In the past, I've hired private detectives to locate missing people. I did it when I wrote about advertising genius Bruce Barton for my book, The Seven Lost Secrets of Success. I was ready to hire a professional to find Dr. Hewlin too, when an odd thing happened. One day, while doing yet another search for Dr. Hewlin, I found his name associated with a website. I have no idea why this didn't surface before in earlier searches, but there it was. I couldn't find a phone number, but I could hire Dr. Hewlin for a personal consultation by email. It seemed like an odd way to do therapy, but in these internet times, anything goes. Figuring that would be the best way to get a foot in his door, I sent him an email through the website. I was excited beyond words. I could hardly wait for his reply. What would he say? Would he write something enlightening? Would he heal me by email? I could barely sleep that night. I was so eager to hear from him. By the next morning, he responded writing, Joe, thank you for requesting a consultation. Consultations are usually done via the internet or by fax. The person requesting the consultation provides information for me about the nature of the consultation. That is, a description of a problem of a concern. I process and meditate on the information for divine directions. Then I communicate back to the person via email what I received in meditation. While I was out for lunch today, a lawyer client from Hawaii faxed me information to look at. After processing it, I will get back to him what I received from divinity in meditation. Information about the nature of my work can be gained at www.hoponoponopo.org. Please feel free to contact me to see what will work for you. I wish you peace beyond all understanding. Peace of I, Dr. Hewlin, PhD. It was an odd email. He talks to divinity? Lawyers hire him? I didn't know enough yet to pass judgment on him or his methods, but I sure wanted to know more. I instantly decided to hire him for a consultation by email. It would cost $150. To me, that was nothing. I was finally going to hear from the long sought after miracle working psychologist. I was excited. I gave some thought to what I should ask him about. I am doing pretty well in my life. I've got the books, the success, the cars, home, life partner, health, and happiness most people seek. I had lost 80 pounds and was feeling great, but I had maybe 15 pounds left to release. Since I was still struggling with weight loss issues, I decided to ask Dr. Hewlin for a consultation about that. I did. He responded within 24 hours, writing this email to me. Thank you, Joe, for your reply. When I looked, I heard he's fine. Talk to your body. Say to it, I love you the way you are. Thank you for being with me. If you have felt abused by me in any way, please forgive me. Stop now and then during the course of the day visit with your body. Let the visit be one of love and thankfulness. Thank you for conveying me about. Thank you for breathing, for the beating of our heart. See your body as a partner in your life, not as a servant. Talk to your body as you would talk to a little child. Be friends with it. It likes lots and lots of water to work better with itself. You may feel that it is hungry, yet it may be telling you that it is thirsty. Drinking blue solar water transmute memories, replaying problems in the subconscious mind, in brackets, the child, and helps the body to let go and let God. Get a blue glass bottle, fill it up with tap water, cork the top of the bottle or wrap the top in cellophane. Place the bottle in the sun or under an incandescent lamp for at least 1 hour. Drink the water. Rinse your body with the water after bathing or showering. Use the blue solar water to cook with, wash your clothes with, and for whatever you use water for. You can make your coffee or hot chocolate with blue solar water. Your email has the feel of elegant simpleness, a gift beyond compare. Perhaps we can visit again as fellow traveler clearing our way homeward. I wish you peace beyond all understanding. Peace of eye, Dr. Hewlin. While I enjoyed the peacefulness of his message, I was left wanting more. Was this how he gave consultations? Was this how he healed those people in the mental hospital? If so, something was seriously missing. I doubt that most people would have accepted his email as the final verdict on a weight loss issue. Telling me you're fine isn't exactly a solution to anything. I wrote back asking for more information. Here's what he wrote in reply. Joe, peace begins with me. My problems are memories replaying in my subconscious. My problems have nothing to do with anyone or any place or any situation. They are what Shakespeare so poetically noted in one of his sonnets as four bemoaned moans. When I experience memories replaying problems, I have choice. I can stay engaged to them or I can petition divinity to free them up through transmutation, thus restoring my mind to its original state of zero, of void, of being memory free. When I am memory free, I am my divine self, as divinity created me in its exact likeness. When my subconscious is in zero state, it is timeless, boundless, infinite, deathless. When memories dictate, it is stuck in time, place, problems, uncertainty, chaos, thinking, coping, and managing. In allowing memories to rule, I give up clarity of mind. Along with my alignment with divinity, no alignment, no inspiration, no purpose. In working with people, I'm always petitioning divinity to transmute memories within my subconscious that replay as my perceptions, my thoughts, my reactions of them. From zero state, divinity then suffuses my subconscious and conscious minds with inspirations, allowing my soul to experience people as divinity experiences them. In working with divinity, the memories that get transmuted in my subconscious are transmuted in the subconscious of all minds, not just of people, but of the mineral, animal, and vegetable kingdoms, and all forms of existence seen and unseen. How wonderful to realize that peace and freedom begin with me. Peace of I, Dr. Hewlin. Well, I still didn't get it. I decided to ask if I could work with him to write a book on what he does. It seemed like a logical way to get him to spill the beans about his method and to learn about his years working in the mental hospital. I said it would help others. I said I would do most of the work. I sent my email to him and waited. He replied saying, Joe, peace begins with me. Humanity has accumulated addictive memories of perceiving others as needing help, assistance, self-identity through Ho'oponopono, in brackets SITH, is about releasing these memories within our subconscious that replay perceptions that say that problems are out there, not within. Each of us came in with our four bemoaned moans already made. Problem memories have nothing to do with people, places, or situations. They are opportunities to be set free. The whole purpose of SITH is to restore one's self identity, one's natural rhythm with divine intelligence. In re-establishing this original rhythm, zero opens and the soul is suffused with inspiration. Historically, people who take SITH want to share the information with others with the intent that it will help them. Getting out of the I can help them mode is a tough one. Explaining SITH to people, on the whole, does not free up problem memories. Doing SITH does. If we are willing to clean up our four bemoaned moans, we will be fine and everyone and everything else will be too. Hence, we discourage people from sharing SITH with others. Instead, we encourage them to give up their stuff of others, setting themselves free first and all others second. Peace begins with me. POI, Dr. Hewlin. Well, I still didn't understand. I again wrote back, asking if I could talk to him by phone. I said I wanted to interview him. Again, he agreed. We set an appointment to talk on the following Friday, a few days away. I was so excited that I wrote my friend Mark Ryan and told him the news that I was finally going to speak to the mysterious Hawaiian shaman he had told me about years earlier. He too was excited. We were both curious about what we would learn. Little did we know what we would experience.